Shalom Aleichem, welcome everybody to Tuesdays with Torah. Thank you so much for coming, it's a pleasure to see you. And we're forging on in our wonderful avodas of Torah, learning the Peleiotes. We're up to a very amazing section called Mezakeh. Mezakeh is Harabim. And it's just so apropos every time, every chapter we do, we open up a thing like we see what's going on in Klal Yisrael, how everybody has something. One has tactical lights, that's my son, okay, giving to the soldiers. The other has the letters, and this one has fighting anti-Semitism. I even saw, one of the videos going around where somebody drove into Times Square. It was, I guess, one of the, with their convertible, singing Am Yisrael Chai. Now, I'm not going into the effective of how much that's going to do, but you see that somebody actually cares to do something, and the same people probably did nothing, the rest of their life. I don't.
It's a good thing to do, though.
I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm saying what I'm saying is that what's nice to see is actually people thinking about trying to be Mezakeh the Rabbi, trying to do something for Klal Yisrael, and it's just apropos that it happens now. It happens. We're learning this now. Okay, so he starts off. He says that of us. It says, "Kol Mezakeh Harabim, zchus Harabim toilabay." He has the zchus of the Rabbim, so it's amazing. The Rabbim, we think that maybe we're in a lower madrega, but in the Rabbim there are many tzaddikim, many good people, many fine people. We want to grab onto the Rabbim, so we'll be Mezakeh. We'll do something to help other people. And it also says, which is I didn't know this, Ein Chet Ba'al Yadai. We're going to be saved from Chet. So instead of having that guy cut us off, right? What does that mean, saved from Chet? We choose. We want to go to a place we're not supposed to see. We want to see, but maybe perhaps being saved from Chet is that she's not going to walk on that street that when we walk by, right? So I don't have to.
Chet is hate?
Saved? No, Chet is sin. We're saved from Chet. Or that guy is not going to cut me off, so I'm not going to get out of the car with my road rage, and do things that. So or that he's not going to say something nasty to me. So whatever it is, that's saving from hate. So it's a great thing. It's an amazing thing that I could come up and not have all that hate on our hands. So that's the zchus of the Rabbi, and there are many ways he says to do this. But he says the best way to do it, I don't know if he doesn't use the word, but he starts off saying that this is the best way to do it, is teaching others some Torah, Musar, or Halacha. Everybody has their own thing that they like to learn, their own Torah that turns them on. Some people love Halacha, and love talking about it, and its intricacies. Others like Hashkafa and Musar, and others like Lumdus, a good Lumdus Pshat. And if you share that with somebody, even if it's one person, then you're something that you enjoy. First of all, you're sharing the Torah. Second of all, you're sharing the enthusiasm that you have. And that in itself, I like to see, even if I might not, let's say, Halacha might not be my personal most enjoyable Torah learning thing, but when I see somebody who's enjoying something and taking apart halacha and trying to analyze it, it's enjoyable to watch that person. So that's a big schar, that we have big zechus, and it's a chiyuv, he says as well. Each one is supposed to help others, and he says it's not only for the rabbis, because we see it says ish esreo ya'azeru ula'achiv yoimar chazak. That's regular people. It's meant for all of us, and it's even, he says, it's small things. Small things is like saying Amen when you say a bracha. I know my daughters go to Beisach. They do that a lot. They come over and you can be on the phone. You be, wait, hey. You didn't say Amen, and they're right, because you have an opportunity to say Amen. Stop what you're doing, listen to the bracha, and you say Amen. So that's being Mezakeh. You're eating anyway together with your friends, your family, your spouse, your kids. You say the brachas out loud, everybody says Amen. You're being Mezakeh them with an amen, and they say amen is a tremendous zechus. And also, any time that you're together, the Torah makes it tzibur to be yotzer learning. Let's say somebody who you might say something didn't have that learning that day. There's a chiyuv to learn day and night, and they didn't have that learning. Okay, but the Yevid, you're right. But the Yevid saying Shema Yisrael, you're yotzer your chiyuv of learning. I don't know if you want, but let's say not. But l'chachila, you say over a nice shtickle, a thought, and many times we can do this. We're sitting together at a table, we're eating. Sometimes it's, you don't want to be the goody-goody, you start talking and learning, I have good about her. But sometimes what you could do is steer the conversation away perhaps from talk that is mutter, but it's not the greatest talk, maybe it's not the cleanest, or perhaps chas v'shalom might be even somebody else that we're discussing. So you could kill two birds with one stone and ask a very intriguing question. Hey guys, I had a thought. I don't know if these are the things that keep me up at night. I'm wondering, why do you think that if HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to be mate of us, why is there so much sorrows? And why do whatever you want to throw out, something that's intriguing, and then people start talking about it. And what did you just do? You just stopped the conversation from where it was going, and you just changed it around, and everyone's discussing Hashem's ways. And they're thinking and they're discussing, and you're learning. That's learning. That's something that some people are trying to come closer to our HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's Mezakeh the Rabbi to the highest degree. So it's that's the best way. And of course, other ways to be Mezakeh around him is, like many guys do here, askonis. You do things that are for the tzibur. What does the tzibur need? Where's the guy Sharon that left us? He still is busy all day and night in Florida with all these everything that's going on with the shul. We have Tovi. He must have left. Tovi was here. Where did he go? He probably went for a chaverim call. He always says he went for a chaverim call. Okay, that's helping Klal Yisrael. That's okay. But he wanted it. He was outside. He was outside, ready to help for. But there's many different things that we could do. Things that we have, our talents. Or we don't have talents, but we like to do. It's so many things that we could do to help the tzibur, and the Zikr Harabim is tremendous. I was just talking to
Rebbetzin Sandra Mansour, who is the wife of Rabbi Eli Mansour,
famous speaker. My wife always goes to his shiurim religiously every week. Phenomenal. So what?
Is it related to Yosef Mizrahi?
I have no idea. Oh, this is relation. No, I don't know. But anyway, he himself is a very, very big, he has a very huge shul in Flatbush, and I was Mrs. Mizrahi has a mattress store in her basement. Anyone needs, very, very good. And anyway, so I was talking to her, and she was telling me that she just came back, her and the rabbi, they just came back from Eretz Yisrael on a mission of solidarity. They had rabbis. I asked her, where could I sign up? I want to go next. It sounded phenomenal. What? No, so she'll give me one. I asked Baruch Bebender today. He said he doesn't know if he has it, but Mitzvah Shem, he'll get something together. But after I heard this, she was telling me this trip, and listen to what she said. It was amazing. They went. He has to be the Shabbos. He's a very big shul, and they learn. And actually, the amazing thing, he was once telling me, I'm a little close to them. He was telling me how much they learn. It's amazing how many his chevra learn. After Friday night, before they go home, he has an hour shir. Imagine you're dying to get to the middle. Your whole week you're waiting. I know Shabbos is early, but still to have an hour shir, men and ladies, 100 of them stay and listen. It was pretty cool. What? The women come also. Yeah, the women.
When is it this year? Right after
Friday night. Yeah.
Right
so
after
I think so. Yeah. So it's anyway. But he had to be in shul. So they went from Atzoy Shabbos till Friday morning, And she said they did not stop running the whole time. They started out, of course, in Berry, and they saw the all the atrocities that happened over there. And then they went on to the Gaza, and they cheered up. They cheered the soldiers in the break. They went over to soldiers and they spoke to them and they gave them chizuk. And listen to what she told me, which is mind-boggling, because I can't believe this. She says that the soldiers cannot believe that us Jews in America are with them, are davening for them, are praying for them, doing mitzvot for them, learning Torah for them. She says they don't believe it. I said, what do you mean? Look what's going on. How could they not believe it? She says they're busy watching the social media all day, any time they have. And in social media, it seems that the whole world's against them. Everyone's against them. And she says they were actually shocked when I told them every single shul in America is davening for you. The tefillos, the ultra-religious are saying the tefillos they never say, the tza'al, right? The Shtibelach in Borough Park are saying the tza'al. The tefillah and the tzal. He couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe. These soldiers could not believe. Again, I don't understand it, because I don't know. They should see, if they're watching social media, they should see all of us doing. They should see the Chassidish yeshiva in Williamsburg that lit all the candles, all the menorahs for all the different soldiers. They adopted soldiers. They adopted the hostages, and everybody had their own Hanukkah menorah. They lit hundreds of them. So, but they don't. And she says they kept on pushing to every single soldier how much everybody, and they were all surprised. Then they went to hospitals, and they saw soldiers with limbs missing. They saw them in some serious condition, and they thanked them for their service in saving the Yidden. And they said, "Thank me? This is my privilege. I'm so happy that I'm here. That I was able to do this. This is what I wanted to do. This is I'm helping my Klal Yisrael. Like, why are you thanking me? I should be thanking you for giving me this post, giving me this thing." And here they were with missing limbs, for the rest of their life. They're gonna have. And they said, "Oh, as soon as we're better, I'm getting a thing. We're going right back in. No, I might not be in the front lines running, but I'm going to be in driving the tank. I'm going to be doing something that I could be doing. But I can't wait to get back in." Even with the daily nebuch, watching the all these beautiful neshamas, the beautiful kids. Not to you, but to me, they're kids. They're 19, 20, 24, 30. Passing away and giving their lives the Kiddush Hashem. It's just and they're still running to go in. And then she said they went back to the Berry and to the Moshavniks that lived around the area, and they tried to talk to them about Yiddishkeit, what they can do. And they cried to them, and they said, "Rabbi, we don't know," this is Israelis that were born Israelis. I can't believe this. Everything she told me was like, what? It was so different. That's why it's good to go and actually see something. She said they don't know how to pray. I said, they're born with Hebrew in the mouth. I mean, I wish I was born with Hebrew. I'd be praying and learning much better when you know all the language, right? So they have an advantage over us Americans. She says, "No, you don't get what I'm saying. They do not know Moida Ani." What I said, maybe they could read the words, but they don't know where to stop, where to start. They know the words, but they never prayed. They don't know Moida Ani. They don't know Shema Yisrael. To this point, get this. She says that there was a bar mitzvah boy that they brought tefillin, and he's bar mitzvah. They said, "Okay, we brought you." They pre-planned all these things. We have a pair of tefillin. They opened it up, and they took it out, and they give it to him. And the kid, I'm not lying, this is exactly what she told me. The kid took the pair of tefillin in his hands, and he went like this to eat it. He thought it was a chocolate cake or something, like he's eating it. So you say stupid kid, but why is he stupid? He's not. He had no idea He had no idea. What should he? Never saw it. He's been in
Do
it.
you think the straps were
I don't know what he but it was a cool pair of thing, whatever. So he's eating it. Maybe he was at a bar mitzvah once and they had a cake. They had a cake with a tefillin, right? That's where, like, it's hard. But they said that this is something that we need to do. This is our calling. This is something which is now is the opportunity that you have opened up their minds and their hearts to a higher thing. They see higher things. They see something. They see a Kadosh Baruch Hu. Hashem came out, and even the fact that there was such a carnage and there was such murder, it doesn't make sense, right? That's 3,000 terrorists can escape when they would watch them like a hawk, and they were never able to get out. All of a sudden, that's also Yad Hashem. That Hashem wanted this to happen. You see that clearly. So they used this opportunity. They used the opportunity to help, and we have to try to find other ways. Not only there, we can't go to Eretz Yisrael. It's here. It's sometimes we have coworkers that are affiliated that maybe want to learn a little bit. Now is the opportunity. Now listen to this amazing thing. I sent this out, but Rabbi Avi Sittner, he took this opportunity to create this something called KeepShabbat.org program. That what happened was there was a soldier in the Gaza that said, when he interviewed him, he said, "I'm so upset that I'm not upset. I know that this is what I have to do. It's Pekuach Nefesh. I'm a from a Yid, but nothing more would I like to do than have Shabbat around the table with my family, sing Zmiras, learn some Torah with them, but I'm here." So he says, I wish maybe somebody else in my zchut that I cannot keep Shabbos here. I mean, I try to do the best as I can, but it's B'kuach Nefesh. I can't daven definitely. I can't lame. We can't have a Shabbos meal. He says somebody else out there, if they can keep, who are not used to keeping Shabbos, and keep it from me, it will be a tremendous chus. So they found somebody that was unaffiliated but did know about Shabbos and knew basically how to keep it, and they kept Shabbos. And Matzoi Shabbos, they took a video, husband and wife. He says, "Here we are. We just finished Havdalah. We kept the whole Shabbos. We turned off our phones. We had a beautiful Shabbat meal. It was really special. We did it for Ben. This was the soldier. We did it for Ben, and we hope that the zchus and the power." She is interesting. She wasn't talking about God. She didn't want to bring God into it, but she says the energy that we experience should go on to you, Ben. Should be an aid to help you. I don't know if anyone saw this clip, and that started a whole movement of pairing up people who did not keep Shabbos but maybe knew about it or wanted to or are willing to. And if you look at the site, Keep Shabbat with a T, KeepShabbat.org. It shows how do you sign up. It shows the different people that did it, and it's a great opportunity because people's hearts are open for the soldiers. Everybody wants to help. This is Klal Yisrael. This is Yidden, and we take this opportunity to bring people back closer. It was amazing. It blew me away, like how you thought about it. And there was many people that signed up, and we could continue this. We could even just send this link to somebody who's unaffiliated and say, "Hey, you want to help the soldiers? Yes, we have guns, we have this." Oh, by the way, Mrs. Rebbetzin Mezakeh, Sandra, she says one thing they told her to bring granola bars because they're not eating, they're running. They're running for their lives. They don't exactly want to sleep in the Gaza Strip. So they have the granola bars in their pockets. They have all the pockets all over, and that's their meals for days. So she says she was lucky. She said, they're rabbi, whatever. They were supposed to bring a duffel bag. You imagine a duffel bag of granola bars. She says, Baruch Hashem, I found it in the 99-cent store. She says, $3.99 a pack of 24 granola bars. And they're so hungry, they don't know how stale it is. She didn't say this, but I said it. So she says that we took literally a duffel bag, of these granola bars. I filled them up, and Baruch Hashem was affordable. And she says they were grabbing them. They were so happy. She says, this is our supper, lunch, breakfast, supper, lunch, for the next week. Thank you so much. But this is an amazing opportunity for us to help somebody else. And everybody wants to help. And, we can help with whatever help they could do. We can help with granola. But with somebody who's not doing Shabbos, or perhaps, I always suggest, all of us, if we want to maybe do a little thing stronger for Shabbos in honor of these people. And I want to help you. What I'm going to do, maybe I'm not going to, do something which is a little bit of a heter. I don't know, opening bottles is too hard. This is, every single bottle is but example, I want to have a chumrah, I want to keep Shabbos, I want to do a little bit extra. Maybe coming to shul on time. Shabbos, people think it's a mitzvah to come later, and I spoke about it Shabbos. So coming earlier, coming on time for Shabbos, just to help these soldiers. It could be a tremendous being Mezakeh. So I want to tell you about what we had this yesterday. Yesterday was New Year's. By the way, the Apteruv says that you could wish people New Year's, and you could even mispal. What?
It wasn't New Year's back?
No, New Year's is, the fiscal New Year's was yesterday.
The solar year.
Yes, it's the fiscal year, and he says the same way as the start of a new year, the Yidden have it, that everything that starts is a chadshus. We have a rebirth, and we have a chance to change things, and we have a chance to ask the Kodesh Baruch Hu, let this be my fiscal year. We can still do it. We could do every day until, but he says that we can. There's a certain tefillah for parnasa that happens on New Year's. Anyway, we had the opportunity to have a tremendous gadol b'Torah, and I think he's one of the Gedolei Adar. Do you think I'm wrong? Who was here yesterday in our shul?
Beautiful.
One of our Gedolei Adar in our, and whoever did come, where he had Rabbi Chil Per, the Shiva of Shiva Far Rockaway, and an elderly man. I think he's 89 or almost 90. Can I know how he should live? He should live and be well, many, many more than 110. But anyway, he was just not only it was amazing just a tzaddik like that. It's just nice to be in the proximity, and that's really where we had him. I wanted the Olam to meet him, to see him, perhaps get a bracha, hear what he has to say. And what he did was, Yosef, tell me it's not true. What he did was, I think he shocked us by speaking so eloquently. He spoke for a half hour, and there wasn't a pin drop. We were blown away how beautiful and eloquently he spoke about his life and about how he's coming from a much more traditional family, and how he looks at the world, and he looks so positively at somebody. He says one of the nurses says, I want to do something for Israel. He says, what can I do? She says, what do you think you could do? He said, what do you think you could do? He says, you could turn off your phone. No. She says, you know what? I decided what to do. The next time she came back, I decided to get a Magen David. And instead of saying, she says, wow. He says, I'm so proud of you. He says, you really connected. He says, and somebody else might say, that's what she did, a Magen David, you wore a star. No, she's wearing close to her heart. This is a Gadol Adar saying. This lady is wearing close to her heart. A Star of David means to say, Yidden, Rabbanu Shalom, I want you on my heart. I want you to be close to you. That's an amazing thing. And he said a lot of things like that, and it really was amazing. And so one of the questions, what am I saying? One of the questions and answer I asked him after he spoke is, okay, so what's the avodah? What can we do to help the situation that's escalating and getting worse, if not better, in Eretz Yisrael? The fact, by the way, that they're still shooting bombs in rockets is telling me that they're not doing much over it. It's not happening much. I mean, they are doing, but if they're still shooting rockets after 50 years, missiles all the time. I'm saying, then what's going on? It's still, we have still a long way to go. Anyway, he told me as follows. He said, and this is what the shir is about. He says, what you can do, what we can do is be Mezakeh another Yid. That's what he said. This is I said, wow, this is what I'm learning, this is what I'm talking about tomorrow. I'll give over your message. This is what he says. You want to help them? Find a way to be Mezakeh another Yid. Help another Yid. That's his chus. This is exactly what he said. But I want to end off with one of the stories that he said, which was so powerful, and about coming close to the Bodner Shalom, which was more even powerful coming from him. I didn't expect this kind of story. And he said a story about the Boston Strangler. And Tzvi, you were listening? Yeah. You weren't surprised by the story? It was coming from him? Well, okay.
I was expecting a very different story.
Me too. Yeah. Anyway, so he said that there was this Boston Strangler that would go, and it was naturally in Boston, and he would go to Avram. No, you too. He would go and what?
It's a good story.
Yeah. He would go and go up to people's like middle-aged women's apartments and strangle them, and they had no idea who it was. And later on, they found out how he got into the apartment. Is he used to come in and used to put his hand on all the bells. He used to buzz all the bells. And one idiot was gonna let you know. Oh, they think it's their kid, their husband, their nephew coming in. You know, they just buzz. What?
I did that as
oh, yeah. See that? See that? Yeah. Right. Okay.
Might only go in one at a time.
You got to watch out for David here. He rings all the bells. He just said that. Yeah. Anyway, so what happened was they had everything they called psychics. They couldn't find them, and they were going crazy. And the police department, the national, they were trying everything to find out. You ever heard of this guy?
They made a movie about it.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. So they finally they called Dr. Rabbi. Dr. Rabbi is a criminal psychiatrist, and he was the one that caught the Bronx bomber. The Bronx bomber was a fellow that used to put these sickness. These guys, I'm scared to say it because then somebody else. This is a while ago. Somebody else is going to do this. He used to put bombs in a movie theater, and the people would just be watching a movie, and all of a sudden, a bomb would go off under somebody's seat, and he would blow up, or she would blow up, whatever. And
Vertical or horizontal?
Vertical, straight up, boom.
Circular circumference.
Yeah. So and the sicko, they couldn't catch him. Finally, and they went to at the time this Dr. Rabbi, and he said he's 40-year-old, he's Eastern European descent. When you catch him, he's going to have a double-breasted suit that both buttons will be buttoned. Right? I'm saying it correctly? See?
That might have been the Bronx.
No, this is the Bronx bomber. This is
the Bronx bomber.
He's going to the Bronx bomber, right.
Oh, yeah,
this is not, this is not this. Right. And he said that you're not going to be able to catch him. You're going to have to put an ad in the paper, and he's going to turn himself in, but this is how he's going to turn himself in. And kachava, exactly like he said.
Yeah.
He was what?
He's going to respond to the
He's going to respond to the end, but how? Like, I'm not sure exactly the whole story, but the bottom line is everything that he said was true. He was he figured out exactly what was going through his mind, and he did it. So they called him when they had no choice. They called him down for this Boston Strangler, and he came down and he did. He went through all the houses and he saw the apartments. He saw the apartments was very strange because the murderer would look like he was looking for something. He was searching for something, but the jewelry was still there. The money, whatever little money that they had in their apartments, was still there. Was not taken. The clothes were all over. There was not even. They searched pieces of underwear was still there. They counted. They knew that he wasn't taking that. So something was wrong. Something was strange. They could not figure it out. What is he searching for? And he did, and the Dr. Rabbi said is as follows. He said that it's going to be very, very hard to catch this fellow, but I'll tell you who he is. He's a middle-aged fellow, and he's American, not coming from anywhere else, and he's looking, he's searching. You're right that he's searching. But the problem is why it's harder is that he doesn't even know what he's searching. But I'll tell you what he's searching for. He's searching for his mother's love. Never. Not never.